Hey guys and gaias, I've been thinking about doing this video for a long time, how to conceive a conscious star child naturally. You've asked for it and it's almost 9 months late because I am very pregnant, about to give birth at any moment. Being in the pool helps. But I wanted to give you some of the tools and tips that we use to conceive our little baby girl that is due in a few more days. So the first thing is to, before you conceive, you'll want to really look at what is your lifestyle going to look like, and envisioning your highest, most exciting, most supportive lifestyle for you. For several years, we were living in the rat race culture. We were living in cities or suburbs where there were high levels of stress, paying the mortgage or rent or fitting in and keeping up with the Joneses. And it just, something felt a little bit off. So if you have that in your life, if there's something in your life where you're going, do I want to raise kids in this world? Do I like the environment I'm in? If you're questioning that, then it's certainly an opportunity to answer and seek to find those questions, seek to find those answers. And what I and my partner Jack, my beloved husband, twin flame, what we did is we started to travel the world because we realized we love travel. We love living abroad. We love the exotic tropics of Bali. We love water and we love sunshine. And we weren't really feeling like the US was keeping us. And so, are you living in the right place? Is the place that you're in the best container? Does it feel like you have supportive childcare available? Is there a community that calls you? And if not, seek to find that. So what we did is we spent a lot of time actually on YouTube, here on YouTube, looking around at different vloggers, videos, searching things like cost of living, Bali, or what it's like to live in Costa Rica. And we just put together a lot of the data and we thought about it and we were visualizing it. And so we ended up going on a little bit of a world tour. We came to Central America and Europe and here in Asia, and we felt right at home. And we landed in our birth center here in Ubud, Bali, with Ibu Robin Lim. And we went, oh my gosh, this would be an incredible place to birth. So honestly, I felt a shift the moment I stepped into the birth center, met our midwife. And so even though it felt sort of silly, they're like, are you pregnant yet? And I was like, no, we want to get pregnant. It felt so right to find that place that answered all of our questions, where I felt like, oh my gosh, this is it. And Jack felt the same way. And so we packed up our 3-bedroom home in the US and we came here, and we have not looked back, packing up all of our things and selling all of our things and giving them all away. It was a lot easier than we thought because there was such an alignment, such a joy, such a flow to be in Bali. So find your soul home that's going to work for you and your baby before he or she is conceived. The second tip that I have is to start communicating with your baby before he or she is born. And this may be really natural for you. You may already, like Jack and I, we were having dreams about our baby. We were feeling like, actually, I will say babies. We have 2. One is conceived and one is yet to be conceived. And maybe there's more, I don't know. But we very much felt her presence. We heard her name. She spelled it for us in the dream time, and we looked it up, and it has all kinds of significance to what we think her sole purpose is. So really take the time to get to know the spirit of your child before he or she is conceived. Communicate, ask questions, and you can do this by journaling. You can do this by meditating. You can do it during the dream time. Having a dream journal is great. Oh, I heard a baby cry. I think there's a baby that might come and visit us. We have a neighbor baby that comes who actually, oddly enough, I dreamt about him before he was born, and then I met his mom, and we live next door and we're soul sisters. So let's talk about the third tip. The third tip is to cleanse nutritionally. Our bodies are our temples, and certainly that is the case when we bring in new life, our womb, our bodies. We want to really purify our temple homes, and we want to do this on a couple different levels. Of course, spiritually, clearing out, negative energies through meditation, and certainly through nutrition. For me, I was specifically guided to do a certain kind of cleansing, and it was pretty extreme, pretty intense. Jack and I remember look back and laugh, and we're like, whoa, that was kind of intense. You know, there's bathroom moments, there's, you know, a lot of dietary shifts and changes. This particular ingredient is made of pine essential oils, and it is actually being outcasted on YouTube. The healer who helped guide me through my cleanse, which was amazing, had his channel taken down. So you can look into the pure gum spirits of pine oil resin. I'm not going to say the word that it's usually termed as, because I think there's a bit of a witch hunt going on with this particular product. I'm just sharing what worked for me. I'm not saying I'm a doctor of medicine that you should use this. It's just find what works for you. And for me, I felt like having the heavy metals come out and having parasites and things like that be released in a natural way was really important, fundamental to prepare for the birth of our child, or the conception of our child. I ended up having some side effects during that time. I would get like colds and flus, but it was actually, for 3 months I did this cleanse. Every month I would get something, but it was actually old viruses and bacteria coming out, is how it felt. So the biggest thing for us, I would say, besides cleansing, was just shifting to 100% organic. It was hard. You know, we're living in the States where that's not really cheap. I don't believe that Trader Joe's and Safeway and things like that are 100% organic. So we went to like a really high quality local food co-op and bought the majority of our produce there, as well as farmers markets. And we just invested like crazy in our health. We hired nutritionists, acupuncture, craniosacral therapists. It's like, this is the year, if you're planning to conceive, this is the year to self-care, to invest in it, and to just really go for it. Now here in Bali, I'm super self-caring, and it's so easy. It's like $15 for the most incredible massage, and there's free acupuncture at our birth centers included in our package. But I do know what it's like to be in your home country where, you know, a good craniosacral treatment is $150 and you need a package of 10 or something like that. So just do the investment. It's so worth it. The thousands of dollars that you put in now are going to come back a millionfold with health and radiance and the strength that you'll have to conceive and birth your baby. So the magic tricks. I want to share how to conceive with magic. But the foundation needs to be laid with these pieces. The fourth tip is that we really need to feel fertile, and it's a feeling. And we can have all kinds of stories. I was 38 when I conceived. Actually, I was probably 39. It was probably right on my 39th birthday, because I'm born January 14th, and my last cycle was the 29th of December. So probably I was just 39. And when we were talking to some healthcare practitioners, you know, what should we do to prepare? We shopped around for acupuncturists. One of the acupuncturists was very fear-based. And I want to share this story with you because even the best healthcare practitioners can actually set us back if they're not in alignment. So I walk into this health center and share, you know, I want to conceive, I want to be prepared, I want to have a healthy, happy baby. I'm almost 39 years old. And so this one practitioner is like, oh, have you thought about in vitro? And she's talking about like all the, like, she's like, are you already doing this kind of thing and that kind of thing? And she was stressing me out. And I remember even when she took my pulse, as acupuncturists do, my heart rate went up. I was stressed out. I could feel her energy was really nervous and wiry. And she said, oh, you run your nervous system on your, or you run your energy on your nervous system. And I remember it just didn't resonate. Like everything she said, I felt like it was a projection of this fear energy, but I was also really freaked out because, of course, if you have a healthcare guru, I mean, she was one of the best in her niche. I took it seriously and I was freaking out, and she was like, you can't be vegetarian, you have to change everything, you know, like, and I asked myself, I'm like, we haven't even tried conceiving yet. We haven't had sex without protection. And already I feel like a failure, like I'm infertile. Like she said, I really only have like a year or two before my eggs are, it's going to be too late. Or she said some things that just felt like really like, gosh. And then I looked at her and I thought, oh my gosh, this is a part of myself that is really in a lot of fear. In particular, she reminded me a lot of, I love my mother, she's amazing, but she has a lot of fear. So my mom is like very by the book, like follow what the doctor tells you. And this woman actually, I realized I'm like, she's the same age as my mom. She looks a lot like my mom. And it's not my truth. I believe in magic. I believe in fertility based on soul versus just the physical 3D. They come together, certainly. And so that really shifted things for me. I then walk into another room and I talk to another practitioner who was so different, who was very relaxed. And I was almost in tears, like, I feel like I can't conceive now. It's too late. I waited too long. And she said, oh, we see tons and tons of vegetarians who are, in their late 30s, early 40s get pregnant. You don't have to worry. It's okay. She was like, just, make a prayer and you'll be fine. And it felt like a warm bowl of oatmeal with honey. And I was just smiling and like, okay, this feels really, really good. So honestly, if you're someone that likes anxiety and fear, then go with the person who's freaking you out. That's I don't judge anybody who has that, but for me, my body felt like it landed. So I ended up working with the practitioner, of course, that I resonated with. And I ended up having the most incredible conception. We actually, we had only one period cycle where I went, oh darn, I didn't get pregnant. The next cycle I was pregnant. And we weren't even really trying yet. We were kind of thinking, oh, we'll try when we move to Bali. We won't really try in the US. So we weren't like trying. And I think that's also really nice too, is to give up trying and just be and like let go of expectations. So you can see that I was able to conceive in part because I didn't have the pressure of a practitioner or a parent or a family member, a friend, or my partner with their energy invading into me. So can you set boundaries with energies, people, entities, ideas that aren't making you feel really good? Like, yes, I can do it. So if it stresses you out, just let it go. All right, so my fifth tip and final tip is to do some sex magic. And there's not one cookie cutter way, like, okay, here's my template to, how to conceive a baby laying down, and this is the massage, and this is the point, and, this is the prayer you need to say. My partner and I, we just started calling it in. I would say that's the best way to explain it, is we would intentionally start to feel into our baby spirit. And even though we weren't like trying to get pregnant yet, like I said, we were going to wait to go to Bali, or we were open to the right timing, but we said, let's start calling our baby spirits in. So we'd call them in. Sometimes I think we even called out their names that they had told us in the dream. And we just brought in this like magical joy and this potential, and sex became not just about Jack and I, it became about this divine portal gateway. And so if you can create that intention in your relationship and in your boudoir, your bedroom space, also for me, I started to just really kindle a deeper connection with myself as a mother. As some of you may know, I do something called masturbation. It's a practice that I channeled many years ago, and I don't even like the name anymore, but it's very direct. It's meditation with masturbation, self-pleasure. And it really helps us connect to ourself, our higher self. We're beyond the body. It's all fantasy and imagination. When you're with your lover, there's a much more here and now connection. You're looking in their eyes, and then you bring it up to the galactic, you start to channel. With the masturbation, it's much more fast and easy, I would say, to connect with the ethers, because we just go within, we go into our fantasy, and we allow whatever comes through. So in my mastertations, prior to becoming a mother and conceiving, I'm still not a mother yet, I have a couple more days, but prior to becoming a pregnant woman, I really started to tap into my maternal aspects, to my power. Whereas sometimes in my fantasies and role plays and energies, I was more of the damsel, the young, the young woman. Even though I was 39, I would have more of that like feminine energy of not being initiated. And so I encourage you to play with your pleasure and to see what can turn you on, and tuning into the role that you see your future self becoming as a mother, and bringing that in, and playing with that with your partner, and nourishing your partner from that more mature adult maternal or paternal role. It was certainly quite magical for us, and it flowed and was fluid. So if you like any of these tips, if you resonate with them, I would love to hear from you. What your journey has been like, where you're at on the journey. Are you in a union and you've been trying for years? There's so many tips and tricks that I could share as well. Coming to Bali, we have done many rituals to cleanse and purify and prepare. There's a holy temple, holy water temple, not far from here, where we bring our clients and we help them to actually prepare for self-marriage. But it's a wonderful place also where I brought our baby when she was in utero about 3 months ago. So there are so many different things that we can do to purify, to prepare, to activate, align, awaken. If you have any tips, also share those in the comments below. We'll be sharing more of our journey. I don't know what's around the corner with our baby. We've been doing twin flame videos. It's fun to share this with you. I feel guided. So go ahead and click the links below to opt in for your free twin flame signs PDF. If you are looking for your twin flame, that's our freebie gift that we're giving out right now. And subscribe and hit the notifications bell to get future videos like this. All right, blessings, namaste, namaste.